How's it going, everybody? This is three-way Fatman tonight. Going three ways. How's it going, everybody? The Fatman, Mike Nasty here. Fatman. It's in the 8 o'clock hour. I don't know what we got. What do we got for the Fatman? Fatman, Mike Nasty. Going live, eh? Oh, we got Slaughter in the house. How you doing, Slaughter? Did you get that stuff, Slaughter? Oh, Cat Smith, you're quick. Smith. How you doing? Yeah, they still got Jones around, but he'll end up, you got a bunch of these mid-tier guys that, not the big paid guys that are still looking to get somewhere. Jones is probably heading towards the end of his career, so somebody will pick him up, but he ain't going to get $300 million. And they say that now, since that deal with Manny is gone, that Harper could, Philly willing to pay out for him. Now that the Phillies probably the one that did him. Yeah, they're not going to bring him back. They're already looking at the guys, Mullins and those guys that they had out there, the young outfielders. That's what they were saying. So, and if they do, he's not going to come back for a lot of money. So Adam Jones will be. Yeah, my neighbors are upstairs. There's a whole bunch in the house. This house is small, and there's 2 dogs and neighbors and her kids, and they're all loud. But yeah, that's baseball talk. So Machado's deal, they said that the Padres are in to win it, right away. But there's some critics about Manny, is he worth $300 million? It's a 10-year deal. The highest paid guy next to that was A-Rod. He got $275 for 10 years. So, Manny and Harper weren't going anything less than $300 million. And now Harper's still on the thing, and Philly might have deep pockets for him. Give him a little bit more. That's why the first guy to go, he set the stage. Now Harper's guy is gonna try to get him, the value of the Manny deal. So that sets the stage for him. And like I said, hey, Mary's on, but that's not Mary. That's Steve. Go ahead. You can set it up for me.
You gonna stay riding with me?
Look.
Uh-oh.
Greg says, "Go get a GoFundMe stage for a studio."
Better out of my house.
Hey, Greg, my wife's going sleigh ride.
Yeah, so you're coming adults only.
In a little bit, I'll come out there.
Are you lying?
No, I'll be out there. I'm going sleigh riding in a little bit. Mary's on. Mary is Steve. Say
Hi,
hello
Steve.
to Steve. Say hello to Steve. Hi, Steve.
Can I hear you?
Yeah, he can hear you.
Can you hear him?
No.
Wait, is that going?
So, there's some Maryland Terrapins. They win. Jordan's going to hit me with a football. Don't, because you'll. No.
You'll break something?
No. Stop. Are you guys going out too?
They're babysitting. Don't.
So, Maryland beats Iowa 65-66. Number 21. So, once again, Maryland does come through taking a top team, top 25. They're inconsistent as far as, the young freshmen. But the young freshman Wiggins, those guys are also leading the way in certain games. They take over and they take the team. Wiggins against Michigan had 15 points last night. He contributed, so Maryland does have a tough team, but they got a ways to go. And they have to do it down the stretch. So, they're still going to see a couple more Big Ten, and they got to see Michigan again, things like that, Michigan State. So Maryland really in the basketball right now. You got Michigan State 62-50. You got Georgia over losing 65-60. Georgetown's beating Villanova 75-56. NC State's beating Boston College. Syracuse and Louisville. Syracuse is taking Louisville out 41-27. LSU and Florida are tied. And then later on tonight, you got always a good matchup. You got number 1 against number 5, UNC. North Carolina Tar Heels and Duke. Now that's a rivalry. You know, back in the day when we were in the ACC, Maryland always said that the rivalry was Duke and Maryland, but the Duke fans didn't consider us a rivalry. Their rival is interstate, and that's North Carolina. That's their rival. Then you got women's. You got UConn, number 3, 86-42 over Memphis. You got Baylor taking care of Kansas, 53-32. Iowa State 91 over Oklahoma. You got hockey. You got Chicago 3-1 over Detroit, and a couple late games starting. That's scores and highlights. They say that Zion Williams will be one of the best college draft picks by far. They've compared him to LeBron James. You know, he can dunk, he can pass, he can run, he can play like a point guard. So he has all the tangibles of what you need to get out there and show up and play some basketball. The Ravens, they say that the coordinator, Roman, isn't afraid to run Jackson, then it's not going to be a big deal. And they're going to set the offense around them. And you know, they say that should they draft a quarterback for a backup quarterback for Lamar, because they don't know if RG3 is going to stick around. He can get picked up by somebody, you know. He's in there. He's backed up last year for Lamar when Lamar went out, when he got kicked in the face and they put him in concussion protocol, you know. He stepped in and ran the offense for him, and it doesn't really drop, so the Ravens might want to keep him, and that's the plan, but you don't know what he does in the market. Oh, I always wear these things. This is an old one. I'll promote any team. If you want to play fast pitch, if you have a daughter that plays softball, Wagner's is a good club. My daughter plays for the Orioles, but I wear all these shirts because I like the texture of it. But yeah, if my daughter's coaching, I wear this to the Orioles practices sometimes, and the guy's like, "Hey, give me that so I can wipe my." He always makes fun of me. I always do it just to get him mad, and he'll say, he talked about when that one guy's team split up. And you know, that girl can play some, his daughter can play some basketball. We played her. She goes to Hammond. She scored like 27 points on us. She could hit the three. I think she plays catcher and she plays shortstop. She didn't look like she could play basketball, but she was hitting the hoops on us. Yeah, Roman doesn't see much danger in Jackson running the ball. So they got to develop him in other areas, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to bring in people to get him developed. All those guys that were drafted, those 5 quarterbacks, they were all in the bottom of the QBR ratings. None of those guys were accurate passers or, you know, tiered the stuff except for Mayfield. But Rosen, you know, Donaldson, all the other ones, they didn't really do much as far as passing. You know, Josh Allen for Buffalo, he was the second leading quarterback with rushing behind Lamar. He had like 500 yards. Lamar had 658. in rushing yards. So, yeah, those guys. No, I think she was on that team that split up with what's his name. I don't think she plays in Pennsylvania now. They became some super team or something, whatever they were called. All the girls went over to some, forgot what it was. But yeah, so Maryland gets a win, like I said, and they're going to be taking on another top 20. I think they played Minnesota, so that's a Big Ten, but not a top 20. But that's where they lose. They lose games that they should win, and they win games that they shouldn't. So the Orioles have everybody at spring training. You know, they finally through a live practice. They're gonna wear patches to honor Frank Robinson. In 2019, they also the whole MLB is going to be wearing patches. I guess 150 years or something. They're going to have patches for that. The Orioles are going to wear the number 20 for Frank Robinson. Mankey and Charlie just joined the party, everybody. Now we're getting started. When Mankey and Jim are on, you're having a good day. So I know when it starts to rock and roll, when Mankey and Maynard get on the scene. When old Jim Boy and Mankey. And Charlie. Charlie's up there often. But, yeah, so the Orioles are going to honor Frank Robinson wearing patches for the year. One guy, so Le'Veon Bell, he'll leave the Steelers and he'll become an unrestricted free agent. See where he ends up going. Somebody's going to get a good addition, get a healthy running back to bolster their offense, and that's what the Ravens are looking to really build their offense this year. You know, I know they're always defensive minded. You know, they're still going to do some things on defense, but they say that they're going to be looking to build that offense a little bit. So they're going to be, you know, one of the areas that they always need that we can't draft, right? That's a wide receiver. You know, and picking up some of the free agent market, the value of not having a quarterback that throws the ball to you makes it tough to pick up a free agent. And that's where once they get their game plan in, I'm ready to see if it's going to be us battling the Browns. So it's in the NBA, they're on the stretch where this is where they all making it to the playoffs or not. And LeBron's pushing his boys to play hard and get moving. Because they're about 4 games out of the 8th spot. They were 500. You got Suns and Cavaliers. These are all Thursday games. You don't have anything because the All-Star break. You don't have a lot of NBA action. Everybody plays tomorrow. You have the Lakers at the Rockets. Everybody gets back to hitting the home stretch for the NBA Finals. So you got guys that are out in West Virginia and Oklahoma 70-43. This is women. Wisconsin has Illinois 22-20. My wife is supposed to be sleigh riding. Adult sleigh riding they're having around here in my neighborhood. They're all going sleigh riding. They're already inside. My wife is loud. The dogs are jumping up and down. So the Orioles had live pitching sessions, full swing there. So they're getting ready to bring all that stuff. See how so Cowens for Maryland had a good night, broke them out of their slide against top 10 opponents. George St. Pierre is going to retire from MMA. So in stuff up here in Carroll County in high school, Liberty basketball boys, they top Westminster. They stay on top of the standings. The girls last night we lost 55-53. I was the buzzard man, and they say I started the thing too early. The girl caught the ball, she dribbled it. I pressed the button, the buzzard rings, and the coach complains that I pressed the button too early before she called the ball. But she established the catch, and then she bounced it once, and I started the clock because it was from an inbound play. The girl throws it half court. Jordan's on their big girl. She catches it, and then she dribbles it, and I hit the buzzer. Well, I hit the start button, and the buzzer, and the game was over. Well, they made me put .9 back on the clock. So they do it again. They throw it half court. She throws it to a girl that they left open, and she drains a three, and they end up losing 55-53. And I was just like, oh. Jordan's like, you lost the game. Get off the clock. So that was another one of those kinds of losses. These girls play hard. They stay in every game, but that one was not my fault. I didn't. That was a bad decision by the ref. The girl got up, caught the ball, and then she bounced it. She had possession, and I started the clock. From an inbound play, once they touch it and they got possession, that's when they start the clock. But she grabbed the ball, she bounced it on the ground, and I started the clock. And they said no. I was like, it's like the NFL. She possessed the ball, and she bounced it, and I started the clock. So they got lucky. And they ended up beating them. So now they're in men's lacrosse. The Terps are number 3. They cruised by Colgate 11-6 and last on Saturday. So Maryland will be up there again. If you much out of deal. Georgetown's beating Villanova still in men's 82-70. LSU's beating Florida, so NC State against Boston College, they're only down 4 now, 64-60. Michigan State beat Rutgers 71-60. That was all the winners and losers for Manny Machado deal. The winner could be Bryce Harper since nowadays sets the stage for him. But, they're wondering if I didn't bring back time bomb. I was on the scoreboard. I just kept quiet. I didn't say nothing. They were probably going to kill me. Half the parents were probably like, that big dummy. So I was just like, I was out of there. I don't have to wait for my daughter anymore since she drives and has her own car before I have to stand around and wait for her. Now I can just go home with my wife and walk out of there. I don't have to stay there. But yeah. They have, I told you a couple of days ago, they signed Escobar from Kansas City. He's ready to step in and play wherever they want him. They gave him a minor league deal, but he's worth more than a minor league deal, and he'll probably be on the team, probably be in one of those, he'll probably be shortstop, and they'll put Villar at second. Then you'll have Davis at first, Nunez at third, so their infield will be settled. Now they'll be working on their outfield. They got some young guys still out there battling, but every position is open for the Orioles. The competition is there, they say, so they're going to have a good spring. You're going to see yourself on the team. You're going to see a lot of young faces. You still got Adam Jones out there. You guys got like Adam Jones, Matt Wieters. A few of these guys are up, looking for places to go. And then you got Manny getting a $300 million deal. You got Harper sitting out there waiting for probably even a bigger deal. And then that's setting the stage for the rest of these guys. And everybody's, want big money, but, Machado, they say, you got off-field issues, things that he does. He plays dirty, they say. He still puts up the stats if you're a stat person and you look at stats and you look at his performance through the years. He's been a valuable asset for us, playing third and then moving to short and playing the position, I'd keep him. If I was somebody, I'd keep him in. And the Padres are looking to win now. And they got a young talented guy at second, at third base that'll, they'll work together. That'll be a valuable infield right there. Those two together, they got a young rookie third baseman that was highly talented, and then you'll have Manny. So that side of the infield will be pretty tight for them. And they haven't been in contention to do anything for a while. So now they got a guy that can lead them, and hopefully this year he'll bring them somewhere. Not saying he'll take them to the playoffs. They might, in baseball, it's what your pitchers can do for you in your bullpen. And it's how they can, manage the games, like eat up innings, keep you in the games, and then you just have to do your stuff. I'm hoping the Orioles turn into a small ball team and not this, slugging for the fences. I like to see speed. I like to see them stealing bases. That's one thing we don't have. We never have speed. We never had the small ball. I remember last year, I think it was Joey Rickards. It was nobody on or something, and he bunted, and they got mad because I think he broke up somebody's no-hitter or something because he bunted to get on base. And he got on base, and they got all mad because of the written rules of baseball, of what you're supposed to do. I'm playing to win. I don't care what the written rule is if I'm not supposed to do it. But the guy got on, broke up the guy's no-hitter that he had running or something. And people were all mad about it. Oh, you're not supposed to do that. I'll do whatever I got to do. I get on base. And Joey Rickards, he's still out there for us. He's fighting for a position. He was a Rule 5 guy a while ago. And Now, we need speed. We need speed. We need guys that can make contact and get the ball around. I think we had the young Yastrzemski. You guys ever know Carl Yastrzemski? Played for the Boston Red Sox. You know, that guy was all over the place. He was speedy. He was a contact hitter. Still, my favorite baseball player is Pete Rose. As far as baseball goes, Mr. Hustle. Diving in the third, diving in the home plate. He was the guy that probably created that stuff, that head first dive. Diving in the third base, bowling over the catchers and stuff. That was Pete Rose. That was Mr. Hustle. And you're talking about a contact hitter. He was a contact hitter. And he can't get into the Hall of Fame because of gambling. You got guys that, they're voting for just missing the mark of the Hall of Fame, like Bonds and Clemens and those guys. I mean, they're not going to make it. I think they're on the last string of when they can get up there. But yeah, I like guys that run and hustle. And that's what the Orioles need to do. Instead of, for the last few years, they were the bang it out of the park, 30, 40, 60, 100 home runs. They combine for all these home runs. And, you need Chris Davis to just get on base. A walk's as good as a hit. You can't strike out. You need hits. So, that's how you gotta get on base so we can score runs. We gotta be run scorers. We can't just rely on the home run. We'll see how it goes because it's getting ready to rock and roll. Saturday they're going to start their Grapefruit League. I think they're playing the Mets. See how their pitching holds up. See if these Cobbs and Cashner can come back. I think Cashner, he started to roll around towards the end of the year, started coming together. See if Bundy can come in there. See if their young Austin Hayes, he'll be competing for a job in the outfield. Things like that. You got Steve Wilkerson, the guy that got a 50-game suspension. He's back. He's a fast cat. He'll be looking for a spot. Like I said, they got their young prospect from the Mannydale, Diaz. He'll be up in camp looking for a spot. So they said the competition's heavy. He was good about Tebow's my boy. It's like Tebow, but like in baseball, like the baseball player, Charlie Hustle. Pete Rose is the guy. I'm an old guy. I watched the Cincinnati Reds, and I like that. That's when the Reds were good. They had a whole bunch of guys. They were the team back then. In my day, it was them and the Detroit Tigers that were always in it. But Charlie, see that Charlie Hustle? How you doing, Adam? And you didn't see Curtis again, did you? Old Curtis. They have all these. Syracuse is beating Louisville 58-38. Yeah. Chicago and Detroit for hockey. Chicago has them 4-1. Winnipeg and Colorado are nothing. Tonight you got Boston. Hey, if I say something, he's gonna freak out and be like, whenever I say something to him like that, he always goes crazy. He always gets all scared. That was funny. I'm gonna have to get him. I'm gonna call him up. I'm gonna call him up and ask him if he's ever been to Chicago. He'll be like, "How do you know?" And then he'll yell at you, "Charlie." Oh, yeah, it's still going there, boy. They got a good one going on. Like I said, UNC is going to be playing Duke, so that's a good one if you're a college basketball fan. That's always a nice one to watch. They play hard. They play good matchups. You know, and through the years, Krzyzewski's brought these kids in. I've told you before, you know, he's worked with everybody. He's probably one of the best coaches in the boys. On the other side, on the women's, you got UConn, Ariel. He's probably the best coach there, you know, in basketball and college. Coaches have really put their time and commitment into college sports. Oh, he does. No wonder. And he probably won't give it to me. They're all out back there. That's my wife out there. You hear her and her friends are out there calling the hippie tapestry.
Hi, honey.
What's up?
Nothing. Amy wants to know why you're a freaking hippie with a tapestry on the mirror. I said it's Jordan's room.
Jordan's room. So
Where's
people
the
like
other
that,
spot?
they're up top on that thing.
Where? Alright, bye.
Up there. My neighborhood's out there sleigh riding, drinking rum chatas or whatever that's called. I don't know. But that's they're out there goofing off, sleigh riding. Somebody's gonna come in with a broken bone. My wife will probably break her tailbone or something. Last time we put her on rollerblades, you know, they had to shut down the roller rink because she fell on her butt. You know, at one of my kids' parties, and they had to wheel her off in a wheelchair. They shut down the whole rink till they got her off the floor. Some little kid cut her off, and she tried not to run him over, and boom! And now she's out there on a sled. Drinking liquor, too. So, you know that's not safe. Right? It's Bailey's time. Bailey's and coffee, anyone? We're doing the Bailey's and the coffee hour. I'm going to have to do a Bailey's and coffee hour on a Saturday morning. We'll do Bailey's and coffee. We'll ride it on out with the Mike Nasty Show. We have a lot of guys to take care of for the Ravens. You know, I told you, they got the tight ends. Boyle and Williams are up in restricted free agency and a few things like that. A couple of the others. So, you know, the defense, they're going to have some stars go out and stars come in and you start all about and you do the hokey pokey and we'll see what the Ravens can do. See, I'm still interested in what their draft is. I looked at a couple more mock drafts and they still went on the offensive side. They also need interior linemen. So, you know, that's why if the Joe deal does go down, that fourth round is going to probably be picked up. You know, they got 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 6th. They got the 22nd pick in the first round. They don't have nothing in the second. They picked up 2 in the 4th to get that mid-round from Denver if they make the deal. You know, it's still just a principal deal, but they said that Joe did take a physical for them. But and then they got some others in the. All right, they got some others in the 6. They got 2 in the 6, so they got 8 picks all together. And they got a compensatory pick for last year, I think, for keeping the guy, however they get him those picks. They trade somebody away and then they'll get a pick for him. However that goes. But, yeah, that's what you got to look for. Now, then when the combine comes up, I always watch the combine to see these guys, see the guys that opt out of playing for their team. I think I've ranted about this a couple times, when you have these college bowls and teams make it to these bowls, and then you have these guys telling you that I'm not going to play because I'm getting ready for the NFL. But yet, you can get hurt anyways. That guy Simmons, he was going to be a top draft pick, and he got hurt just training. Not even playing football. He was training, and he ended up tearing his ACL, and now he's out for good. And he didn't even get in the NFL yet, but, he was training and he got hurt. Hey, you play football, you play football. The quarterback Greer for West Virginia didn't play, opted out of there. What about the other guys that are your teammates? You're a team. They're playing to get in too. They might not have the same, abilities or talent that you have, and you're going to the NFL, but this is what these guys are going to do. They're going to college, and not all those guys make it to the NFL, and that's something that they played for. They got to that bowl game. They wanted to win, but then they don't have their leader because he's thinking about himself, not about what the other guys' sacrifices were to get there. They make it to the bowl. They get to the postseason stuff, and then guys walk out on you because, I don't want to get hurt in a bowl game, blah, blah, blah. Then you got these guys that go into the senior bowls and do all that stuff. All the things that come down to getting to the NFL that these guys got to do. And that combine, you see guys that opt out of not running, and they do their pro days, and, that's not too bad. I mean, they want their best effort, so they bring the teams to them, and it's in their it's in their homes. It's not the jitters and all that stuff. I'm sure they're still there, but it's somewhere where they used to be, and they're familiar with the settings there and things like that. So that's totally different than opting out of everything and just saying, I'm not going to play because I'm trying to get, the NFL and all that stuff. But, and especially to be a quarterback that's leading the team to dump off. And I don't think he's going to be that high. And he'll be a second or third round pick, I think, than Greer will be, because you got Haskins and other guys that'll be ahead of him. The quarterback class isn't all that great. You have the guy from Duke Jones. You have a couple others. I mean, I don't think you're going to see many quarterbacks going in the first round, 2 or 3. Like I said, Greer, he'd probably be a second round. You'll see Kyle Murray. Kyle Murray's supposed to go to Miami. They were predicting he's he's the multi-sport guy that had the A's pick him number 1. And if he gets number 1 here, he'll be like one of the first guys to be picked number 1 in any major sport. If he gets picked. They say he could also go down to the second or third if people are waiting, but I don't know. He might have enough talent that somebody jumps up on him pretty quick. But, yeah, Ravens are always trying to draft, wide receivers, and they're going to have some spots that they need to fill up, and they got 8 picks to do it. Well, Boston College came back around to NC State at 71-70. They're only up by a point. LSU and Florida are tied now 64-64. All the games they're pretty close, except for the Michigan beat Rutgers. But the college games are coming back. Those games tied up. You know, Duke's number one again. You have Duke at the top of the NCAA bracket. Duke's gonna get a 1 seed somewhere when it comes down to they'll probably win the tournament all out again. You got Syracuse beating Louisville 62-41. Tonight you have Butler and Marquette. Georgetown beat Villanova 85-73. Villanova's been at the top, and then they plummeted down. Now they're 17, ranked number 17, and they just lost again. UConn women put up 102 points, and Memphis had 45. Now that's a defensive game. That's playing good defense, holding your opponent to 45 points. And this is women. They scored 102 points. That's a dominant team right there. UConn's always in it, women's, I'm telling you. Then you have West Virginia 77-54 over Oklahoma State. That was a final too. But yeah, that but let's see. Who replaces Bortles? 5 off-season moves to improve every AFC South and West team. So let me look here and see who it is. I suspect. AFC South. Houston, they're going to franchise Javion Clowney. That's what they say there. They're going to re-sign Tyrann Matthews. This right there. To a 1-year, $7 million was victory for both sides. Stayed healthy and produced. So he wants to return to the Texans. Clean up the cornerback position. So that's the Texans for you. Add a receiver, not Le'Veon Bell. Yeah. I guess they need a quarterback, but that's a there we go, that's it. New girl. So, that was all I had. Oh, yes. I was not going to show me because I don't have it. Yes, opening day, the Orioles will be at Yankee Stadium. If you guys have an open path to get there, you know, the infield, you know, they need a utility player, so they got positions to fill. This is the end of the Fatman Mike Nasty. We're gone. We're rolling. Thanks everybody for joining. Charlie, Mankey, Adam, Kat, Octavia, Gregory Betts. If you have a motorcycle and you need it fixed, this guy does motocross on them big bikes. So he gets it done on the motocross field, Mr. Betts. Motocross man. So if you watch TV, you might even see him sometimes. He goes out there tearing it up. I know a couple guys that ride bikes, dirt bikes like that. But yeah, that's it. This is Fatman Wednesday. I'm going outside to sleigh ride. So, take it easy, everybody. Be safe out there. Watch, the roads are slippery. They say actually it's not too bad. But it's starting to get cold. All right. Later on, Fatman style. See you. Fatman out. See you on the Fatman style. Fatman's out here ending it. See you, Michelle. That one. No, man. And two views. Who are the views? Sure. Well, I put in this. This one won't turn off. I can't get it there. I got this on a tablet. It doesn't shut down. Oh, Annie was on here. She says hi.